So I've got Carl, the founder of Searcharoo, link building agency, but also an investor in Backlink Doctor. Backlink Doctor provides disavows for toxic links. So let's start off. First and foremost, what is a disavow?
So a disavow is where we analyze the links, or you analyze the links, and there's a tool that Google released, the disavow tool, which you would then insert links that you think are having a negative effect on your site. Typically, they do follow links because the disavow tool actually just changes them to no follow. And it basically tells Google to ignore these links.
Right, okay. So how do you determine whether a link is toxic, it's problematic, it's spammy? Like what are you using? Are you using any specific tools to determine this for you?
So we have almost every tool that you can think of. Link research tools is one of the primary ones we use, but then tied into that, we've got Ahrefs, Majestic, Moz, SEMrush. Yeah, there's about 25 different sources that we pull from, as well as obviously Webmaster Tools itself. We pull the links out of that, and then we gauge whether or not, there is a toxicity there.
So if I was to try to run my own disavow without using any tools, can that be done? Can I look at something on face value and say, this is a toxic link?
No, not really. You would have to have some back-end data.
So what about if I just went down the road of, I've signed up for SEMrush, I've got their spam score, I've done a disavow. Have you seen anyone that's used a SEMrush kind of disavow, and do you feel that yours is a better method than just using the spam score with regards to SEMrush?
Yeah, so I've seen, the problem is it's almost like too aggressive. I've seen people use SEMrush toxicity scores, but it's just almost far too, it doesn't factor in the fact that you need a toxic link sometimes to rank. It's all just down to thresholds and what is allowed within your SERP.
So with regards to obviously the spam score within SEMrush, you're making certain that you're also using the toxicity kind of scores within link research tools. Mm-hmm. You're also wanting to check the power, whether you're using Ahrefs for that or maybe SEMrush, and then the trust as well within Majestic as well, and the citation flow to see overall whether something should or shouldn't be removed and put into the disavow file.
Yeah. And then also, the network, the IP network it's on, the various different, if it's on a C class domain, A class, or whatever class of domain it's, IP it's on. And then, it's actual links going through to them as well is super important.
So how much, if I've got a website, how much is a disavow?
It varies. It depends how big your profile is. If it's, about 1,000 RDs, it's probably only a couple $100. If it's, if it's going to take the team a month to do, it's probably going to be up there in the tens of thousands of dollars.
So it's based on the amount of backlinks in the backlink profile, of presuming the bigger the backlink profile, the longer it's going to take you to analyze against all the backlinks.
Yeah, because every link's manually checked. So, we don't just bulk delete. We manually check each link. We'll try and load it. If it doesn't load, it'll be marked, and everything gets cross-referenced and marked on the sheet.
So you will, every link that I place into the disavow, if I was to upload it, that you when you give me the disavow file, you're marking a reason of why against every single backlink.
Yeah.
So if I've got 5 million backlinks, you would go through the 5 million backlinks and explain, this is because it's bad link neighborhood, this is because it's spammy anchor. Like every single link would be labeled up.
Yep.
That's very impressive then, to go through all 5 million or 10 million. Some people have got 30, 40 million backlinks to go through to see whether that backlink profile is toxic, it's problematic. So how long does it take to do a disavow?
Again, it's just that it's down to how many RDs and obviously how many cups of coffee our teams had. It all depends. I think one of the biggest took us about 6 to 8 weeks, and I think that was up at the 20 million backlinks mark. So it's a lot of backlinks to go through.
And have you found that you've actually recovered websites? So someone's come to you and they've actually had, let's say, an unnatural links penalty within Google Search Console. I'm so surprised at how many, still to this day, manual action penalties, unnatural inbound links penalty in Google Search Console come through to Backlink Doctor as inquiries, and we're fixing the sites. Are you finding that Google are responding faster? Because I knew that a couple of years ago they was quite slow on their responses with regards to these manual actions. So on the reconsideration request, are they starting now to come back and respond and actually lift the penalties that are coming?
So I would say with manual actions are different. So manual actions where someone's actually, like a web rate has actually looked at the website and went, no, this is, this needs a manual action made against it. So it hits your site. And then what you have to do is prove to Google that you're fixing whatever it was. So usually it's a pure spam penalty or some type of partial link penalty. So you want to go through, you want to start disavowing links. You want to be proving that you're trying to outreach to the sites and removing links that way. And then what we would usually do, because we tend to, a lot of people are too aggressive with disavow. So, typical website owner, you panic. And then with that panic, you disavow your entire link profile, but actually you're getting rid of the stuff that was good. So what we like to do is we do like a staged approach. So we would do like a stage one where we're basically saying, anything that has high toxicity, no trust, no power is kind of in the bag, gone. Obviously looking at anchor texts that they have as well. And then from that point, we would submit that along with any outreach we've done to the sites to remove the links. And then a stage, depending if it gets to stage 2, sometimes it doesn't get to a stage 2. We have had it where it's just been approved. If it gets to a stage 2, Google will often respond with a list of links it sees as being negative still. So then we can have a look and go, how did they get to that conclusion? Or actually, it's already set up in a stage 2, right? Let's submit a stage 2 disavow. And then usually it doesn't really get past stage 2. It's usually a 2-stage approach.
So after I've had my disavow file created, I've uploaded it in Google Search Console. Let's say I wasn't in a manual action penalty then. I just needed a disavow because I thought I was being held back slightly. I'm not getting my best bang for my buck on my backlink profile. I feel like I'm over-optimized in certain areas. I've got a partial match penalty, a classifier on my site-wide of, let's say, minus 20% of rankings. I've gone ahead, I've uploaded my file. Is there anything after it? Like, I believe you've, obviously, the backlink rejuvenation pack, and I'm seeing a lot of people talking about this at the moment. Should every disavow go ahead and then have a backlink rejuvenation pack, in your opinion?
Yeah, so obviously we came up with the backlink rejuvenation pack, so it's always great to have that. But what a backlink rejuvenation pack essentially does is it's like powering up. We've removed a lot of the links when we submit the disavow, so it's giving that trust, that power, and the lower toxicity links and push them back to your site. So you're almost replacing the crap that we've removed with good links.
So you're removing, obviously, the toxic links. You now put in pretty much low toxic, because every link's got some sort of toxicity. Mm-hmm. You're putting low toxic links with a lot of power, with a lot of trust back in there. Presuming, do you do a managed link building campaign? Do you choose the anchors to try and do like branded anchors or naked URLs to try and make certain on the anchor text cloud that everything looks clean on that?
So very much depends on how the profile looks. Some people are hyper aggressive. So yes, it would be like a branded approach, probably some branded URLs or anchors. If they're not hyper aggressive and we think we could get away with doing the odd exact match, we might delve down that road. Usually, though, it would be branded.
So with regards to a disavow, I'm presuming if I'm in a local market, I don't really need to be going down the road of doing a disavow, because Google, they are very good at ignoring some problematic backlinks. But in time, if I'm actually purchasing or acquiring some links and I'm building it up and I've not had a manual action, at what point do you feel I should do a proactive disavow? Should I do like a proactive disavow once every 12 months and just be cleaning up my profile to keep my toxicity threshold down? Do you think that's a good kind of tactic to be doing moving forward?
So in my opinion, if you're spending the money on building the links, why wouldn't you spend the money on making sure you get the best bang for your buck from your links? At the end of the day, if your toxicity ratio goes so high, it's too late. Like once you get hit with a penalty, even if we recover it, it might only recover to a certain degree. It might not necessarily recover all the way to where it was, or it might take you a long time to get back to where it was.
See, what I was really surprised at is there's a lot of these image aggregator links. And when we was looking at it with regards to link simulators, there's some of the most toxic links that you can get. And some people go, oh, but they don't penalise your site. And they're like, no, but they're getting your overall toxic score up and up and up and up and up. And it's getting to a point you're getting close to being penalised. And then sometimes when they start acquiring the links that might be good, strong, powerful, trusted links, but have a degree of toxicity, that toxicity sends them over the toxicity threshold. And actually they think it's that one link that they've done, and it's not. It's the build up of all these image aggregator links and other links like you've got like rank trackers that are like kind of linking through to it and stuff like that. So just always try to make certain that when you're doing the disavow, you're removing those, which massively brings down the toxic score of the site. They're not bringing any power, they're not bringing any trust, which then allows the links that they are acquiring to get, like you said, the best bang for the buck.
Yeah, so like another point on this as well. So yes, we'd clear up all of that, but another point is we're not only looking at trust and power, because obviously we're trying to get that nice blended approach. So if a site is non-toxic but has no trust and no power, in the anchor text, all right, we don't mind leaving that in a profile. But it's only when it's, you know, it's getting that higher level of toxicity and zero power and trust when we'd probably go, this isn't worth it.
So a massive frustration for me within the SEO community is there's certain people in the industry. I want to kind of round it up on this with regards to what your thoughts are about it, right? So I travel the world quite a lot, go to a lot of SEO masterminds, and I get certain people that I clearly see online saying, why do a disavow? Disavows, they're not needed. Google just ignore toxic backlinks and you don't need to do a disavow. And sometimes I manage to see them one-to-one in certain masterminds. And then I say to them, why do you say that? I like, when was the last time you did a disavow? I've never done a disavow in my life. Right, what niche are you in? You're in a local plumbing niche, right? You probably don't need it. But like some of these people don't need to have them, but then they go preaching that nobody needs a disavow. Yeah, Google are still handing out manual action penalties. Some of them have gone, disavows don't work, and you're going, what tools have you used? And they're saying that I've only used SEMrush, and you're like, well, it's like saying GSA. Like link building doesn't work. Why do you say link building doesn't work? Because I did a GSA blast and it didn't work. I'm like, but GSA blast isn't all link building. Just using SEMrush isn't kind of rounding up and doing everything correctly. Why do you think there's a negative stigma around, when Google have created this, why do you think there's a negative stigma around people seeming to say disavows don't work when they've not even done it properly or not even tested it?
I think it's because obviously a lot of these people might have clients that they're building links for, and they don't want to then go to their client and say, you know what link I just built for you that's in your site's getting hurt. It could be that link. No, it's never the links. You know, it could.
So there's always an underlying issue, you think, of where people are at?
I think so. And then obviously another point is some people have that tin hat theory where, Google's made this to try and catch you out. They're trying. They want to see who's building links.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the case at all. It's, the algorithm's very astute. And I think what they probably are doing is if a site keeps getting added to multiple disavows and like these image aggregator links, it gets to a point where Google goes, let's maybe have a little manual look at this site. Yes, it's an image aggregator. Okay, we're not going to, in the future, that probably doesn't need to be in a disavow because it
gets ignored.
Exactly. And I think that's how they're utilizing it. I don't necessarily think they're actively on a hunt for SEOs because they know that the whole industry's building links.
So in summary, disavows definitely work. We've got so much data to show that the disavows do work. Not all websites need a disavow. In fact, majority don't need a disavow. But if you are going out with your way to try and improve the rankings and do SEO, and you are acquiring, whether it's guest posts or niche edits or press releases or citations, whatever link building campaign that you're looking to do, if you are looking to build links to improve your rankings, each link's going to have a degree of toxicity. Added to that degree of toxicity, all the image aggregator links, you can quickly become above a toxicity threshold that your competition might. Like you've got each and every niche has got a toxicity threshold of where it's at. So casino might be a lot higher than, let's say, a local plumbing kind of industry. So, but moving forward, people need to know where their toxicity threshold lies, how many links they can get away with acquiring. If you are not getting the best bang for your buck on your link building campaign, it's probably because you're already over the toxicity threshold. And just go and getting yourself a disavow to bring down all of the toxic links that don't have any power and don't have any trust. So you're not going to lose any rankings after doing the disavow because none of the powerful links are being removed. It's a great way that allows more kind of ability to build more links moving forward. So it's not just about removing the links, it's also about them moving forward. It gives you the ability to actually build more powerful, trusted links moving forward.